there were a number of things she did that were really not very bright, like play identity politics that cost her the election. I don't think that the Americans are any more polarized than they were under Nixon. And then that was pretty polarized. Like, there was violence on the campuses. There was more violence in that period of time than there is now, and more polarization. Of course, the war in Vietnam was still going on. I don't think that it's obvious that the Americans are more polarized than they were under Reagan. Maybe they are, but I don't think it's worse than under Nixon. And so they've muddled through this sort of thing before. Trump is an anomaly, in my estimation. He isn't a typical Republican. He's quite bombastic and assertive. He's not a typical conservative. In fact, he wasn't a conservative, I don't think,
he's
at all
a
before.
registered Democrat.
Well,
I think,
yeah, and he's got an entrepreneurial bent as well. And entrepreneurial types tend to be liberal
that's what he
rather
sold
than
himself
conservative.
on, I suppose, as president.
Well, he is an entrepreneur. He's an author. He had a successful TV show. He's had his real estate dealings, and you can quibble about how successful he was at some of those things. He was certainly successful on TV, and so he's got an entrepreneurial temperament. So he's a strange person. He's an idiosyncratic person, and the one thing I would say in his favor, as far as I'm concerned so far, is that he has not embroiled the U.S. in an additional stupid war. And that's happened a lot in the last 15 years, and the fact that that hasn't happened so far, I'm quite happy about. So he's noisy, he's provocative, that's for sure. He seems impulsive, although it's hard to tell how much of that is crafted, you know. He's definitely disagreeable, which is quite interesting, and that comes out in his Twitter behavior and so forth, and in the way that he handles his political allies, for that matter. He's certainly not currying favor. And you can make the case that he's a divisive figure, and perhaps that's the case. But
at least on a global scale, you know, from the outside looking in.
I'm
not. You're traveling through America. I'm not.
Oh well, America's very more upset than I've seen it. People are more upset in the United States than I've seen. Certainly, I lived there for 6 years in the 90s. People are more upset now than they were then. The tension is palpable. But I'm not convinced that reflects a genuine polarization on the part of the populace itself. There's lots of factors at play. What I'm hoping for is a return to normative incompetence among politicians. That would be really nice. Moderate left, moderate right, reasonable discussion, certain underlay of ineradicable corruption,